I've played InZOI for 41 hours, and here are some of my favorite things about the game. In fact, these are going to be my 100% honest opinions about InZOI. For starters, when I first played InZOI, there were a few things that actually aggravated me. One, the house got dirty way too quickly. I felt overwhelmed by how quickly the house was getting dirty. And I thought, oh my gosh, these are issues that I can't fix. Wrong answer. You can actually fix how fast or how slow things work in your game. In order to do that, you need to go and edit the city map and go over here to where it says manage city. I don't see a lot of YouTubers talking about this, but this is something that you definitely want to set up on your first playthrough of InZOI. You're gonna go over here to manage city, and in here you can set everything. Now I've already set all of my settings, but I'm gonna go over each setting with you so you get an idea of how you can set your stuff up. The first one is positive and negative emotion controls. If it's high, it increases positive emotions and decreases negative emotions. If it's low, it increases negative emotions and it decreases positive emotions. Civic consciousness affects the success rate of karma interactions. So I have that on medium. For friendships, this affects the pace of progress in friendships. For me, I set it on low because I felt like making friendships was a little bit too easy. So I set it on low so that it takes a little bit of time before you actually start gaining friendship with a certain Zoe. For romantic relationships, I put it on moderately low because I wanted the Zoes to take the time to actually get to know each other. Go on several dates before you actually start feeling like you want to be in love. Business relationships, I set it on medium. Family relationships, I set it on high. Conversation karma positivity. This affects Zoe's preferences for positive karma conversations. Now, when you start the game, this is already on medium. And when you start the game, sometimes your Zoe might automatically want to do something negative. Like they might want to talk very rudely to another Zoe, or they might just want to do something that's bad. This setting here allows you to change, the preference. So I have mine on slightly high so that my Zoes will prefer to do positive interactions versus doing negative interactions. You can change that if you just want to have a bad city and you just want to have Zoes that are just completely bad. You can set it on low. Conversation karma negativity, I've put it on the lowest because I was really aggravated at the fact that my couple was constantly arguing. If you watch my InZOI Let's Play, Park Young and Alyssa Marshall were always arguing. But when I set these settings up, they were more intimate with each other. They were more loving towards each other. These settings are very, very important, and I highly suggest that you set them up. For city sanitation, this affects the rate at which the Zoe's furniture become dirty. I put that on the lowest because every 5 minutes in real life I had to clean the house, and I found it to be very overwhelming that everything was getting dirty so quickly. For fire prevention rate, I've set that on slightly low, and what this does is it affects the probability of fires when using household appliances. I don't want fires to happen every time they use something, but you can change that if you just want to have a fire break out immediately as soon as your Zoe uses the stove or something. Appliance durability, I have that set on medium, so it is the probability of household appliances breaking during use. I'm actually going to put that to low because I don't think things break so often in real life when you use them. For city safety, my city safety is on moderately high. It means that my Zoes will engage in violent acts more often than not. So the city that we are living in is not as safe as a city should be. For the health level, I have put it on the highest. This affects the lifespan of the Zoes. I've known people have complained that Zoes age up too quickly and that kind of stuff. You can actually adjust that by adjusting the health level here. It also affects the likelihood of the Zoes getting sick. And then we have dream occurrence rate, which I've set on highest. This means that my Zois will always have dreams, and it could be a negative dream or a positive dream. I've also set my population to be the highest, so there will be a more dense population of Zois walking around my world. And then as for the maximum vehicle count, it was already on highest to begin with. These are my settings that I have for my game, and I highly recommend that you guys tweak and play around with these settings so that you can get the most out of your gameplay. Another thing that I want to jump on is the schedule. As you guys can see, my Zois have schedules. They have things that they would automatically do. What I suggest you do is you delete the things that you don't want them to automatically go to. I keep her job thing here so that she can automatically go to her job. But for the schedule, I wanted to plan it out so that my Zois actually take the time to do the things that they want to do. So I can plan for them to go to a specific location at a certain time, or to have a party or something like that. Now, when it comes to this, right now it just says party. There are dates that you can go on and there are weddings that you can throw. But what I like to do is, for instance, let's say on Fridays, or let's say on Mondays at around 8, I would love for my Zoe to go to breakfast. So we can do breakfast, and we can have breakfast for maybe about 2 hours, and we will do a public property, or actually a business property, and I would like for them to go down to Cafe Mar in the morning for 2 hours to get breakfast. You can select who you want to bring. I am definitely going to be bringing my fiance, and then we can choose what clothes we want them to wear, and we can also choose what we want them to do. You can choose the different type of activities. Food and cooking, I would like for us to drink coffee and eat food here, and then you select next. And as you can see, it is now on our schedule. Wait, where did it go? Oh, it's not on the schedule because of the fact that we're on the current time. So if I was to do that for tomorrow, make the event, call it breakfast, and then we have 2 hours. We choose my fiance to be the guest, and for food and cooking, we just do drink coffee and eat, and then we set that up. As you guys can see, it is now here, and so on Monday at 8 o'clock we will both go down together to Cafe Mar to have our stuff. You can also go into the city appearance and change a lot of things, from the grass to the billboards to even special effects where you can have more like butterflies flying around your world, or you can have fireflies at night, that kind of stuff. I am super excited to just see where all of this is going to go. I am really excited to see how they expand more on these things. Also, there are guides. There is a guide for how to use the themed studio. You can go ahead and check out the guide. I'm sure later on they will have more guides for other things that might be a little bit hard. Once you've created Zois, you can actually move them into the town. So you can go ahead and you can actually kick a Zoi out of a town, or you can move a Zoi in. And in order to do that, you would just click on the property, select family, and you can actually select some of the families that are here, or you can go straight in here and just create your own family and move them into a lot. Please note that depending on the amount of meow that your Zois generate with, you might not be able to afford certain properties, but if you want them to afford a certain property, you can just go ahead and move them into an empty property, do a money cheat, and then put them anywhere you want them to go. So those are some of the things that really impressed me with InZOI. Another thing that impresses me with InZOI is just the detail when it comes to cooking, and I am going to control my self-Zoi. Let's go ahead and turn off the TV here, and I'm going to show you what I mean when I say the detail, because there's just a good amount of details when it comes to cooking. So I'm going to have her go ahead. She is going to make food, and we get to select what we want to make. Now, one of my pet peeves, however, with making food is that you cannot make servings. You can only make one dish at a time. It's kind of annoying, and it's very time consuming, because it's just like, if I created a meal, I then have to create something for my fiance to eat. He cannot just grab a serving, but you can, however, grab servings if it is like fried chicken or pizza that you may order from the phone. So you can go ahead and you can do that. I also like that for each individual Zoe, and as you can see, she's mixing this up, and you can see the food just kind of moving around there in the plate. You can change their clothes. You can even just style them. I think this takes them into create a Zoe, but you can click on them to change what you want them to change. There's a raincoat. There is a raincoat. I never knew this. There is a raincoat, you guys. You can change your Zoe into a raincoat. Excuse-moi. I did not know this. I just learned this. So I'm telling you guys, there's so much that you can learn about this game. My Zoe is in a raincoat, which means her clothes are going to be nice and dry. Oh my gosh, there are also personal actions that you can do, like you can call your roommate. So I could literally just call Thomas if I wanted to and kind of just have an interaction with him. He's currently coming outside. So I could literally just tell him, "Aw, wait, what's happening here?" I don't know. But anyways, there's like little interactions that you can do. You can take a photo, report an emergency, look at your smartphone, turn on the light on your smartphone. You can like a friend's post. You can do all sorts of things with regards to your thing. You can have her clean, so you can click on her and she can do things, and then you can even have her like sit on the floor and do a flower cup pose, sit cross-legged on the floor. There's just so many little things that your Zoes can do, which I think is just super fun. Another thing that I really enjoy about InZOI is that you can click on the sofa and you can actually have, I think it's on the sofa, but I don't think she's going to be able to do it here. You can sit down and lean against the sofa, and guess what? Your Zoe will sit on the floor and lean against the sofa. And I think that is super duper cool. I absolutely love that. People are saying that there is not much to do in InZOI, but that is because people that play games like this automatically think that things are supposed to be handed to them. If you just take your time and play the game, I guarantee you there is so much that you can do. The InZOI is a life simulation game, so there's a lot that you can do. And also the fact that people are just like, oh my god, there's not enough to do in the game. It is in early access. Let's not forget there were other games that were in early access, and some of the things did not even have things that you can do. If this was real life, my fiance would have been like, babe, I don't want you in here, like, get out. He doesn't like when I come in the bathroom when he's in there. But like, yeah, I am honestly just impressed with this game. Even the reflections of my Zoe just kind of standing there right now. I don't know why this wall is so shiny. This is the only house I have this issue in, and it must be because everything is textured. This person probably took like 15 hours or something to make this, because I cannot lie to you guys. I built a house and it took me 8 hours to build that house. I am not lying to you. I can show you guys the house that I built. Let me open up Canvas so I can show you the house that I made, and I can show you, well, it doesn't say like how long I took to make it, but this is the house that I made. And honestly, this house alone took me 8 hours to make, and it's not even like completely done. This is the house that Park Young and Alyssa live in. And I must tell you, it took me a while. I also love that there are things that you can do with certain objects. Like for instance, there's a 3D printer in the game. You can actually have your Zoe use the 3D printer. I just absolutely love that. I think it's super cool. One of the things that I also had a problem with was that even though I had autonomy disabled in the settings, my Zoes were still going and doing things. Well, you can just press this little button right here and it turns them off. So now they're not doing things on their own. Their autonomy is off, and I can just go ahead and control my Zoe. So she will not do things unless I tell her to do them. So right now I'm gonna have her kind of head up the stairs. You can actually run up the stairs too. I love that. Where is our bedroom? Our bedroom is over here. Is he asleep already? Yes, he is. typically something he would do. So I'm going to go ahead and have them get a good night's sleep. She's going to come in here into the closet. She's going to change into her nighttime outfit, and she is going to head off to sleep. One of the things that I also love about the InZOI time controls is that you can have a normal 2 times speed, fast 3 times speed, and very fast 4 times speed. But you could also adjust how fast or how slow you want this speed to go. Right now it is on times 30. So the speed is just going, it's going. Oh my gosh, that sunrise is beautiful. I am using a reshade preset right now. I am planning to go look for another reshade preset that I could use. But I found this one today and it really just makes things look nice. I just don't know why this bed is so shiny, because I don't have this problem. It must be the type of textures that this person used, because my home is not so shiny at all. He's having a nightmare right now, and this all happens because of this. Also, when you have events, this pops up. All of the little actions that you can do will pop up, so you can have your Zois do all of these little things right here. You can greet the host, you can thank them for coming. They are asleep, so obviously that did not work out well because I let them go to sleep really late. But anyways, those are the things that I enjoy about InZOI. I think that InZOI is very much worth the price tag, even in its current state of early access. I absolutely enjoy playing InZOI so much. I have had endless amounts of fun, and I know for a fact that you guys will enjoy it too. Just take the time to do it. Open up your heart and mind before you go into the game, because a lot of people tend to have this negative mindset or this negative thing about InZOI, but once they get into it, their whole tune changes. So I'm going to end off this episode right here, or this video rather right here. I want to thank you guys so much for coming by and checking out my channel. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys.